Is it really a conspiracy if the same person keeps benefiting off the same kind of tragedy over and over?
Live, a judge has denied bail for Sean Diddy Combs. Of course, this was the hip-hop mogul's latest bid for freedom as he remains in federal jail for his racketeering and sex trafficking case.
Could Sean Diddy Combs, once a dominant force in the music industry, now face something more harrowing than life behind bars? Rumors are swirling about his time at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, with whispers of a fatal illness, possibly HIV, and even allegations of a violent attack within prison walls. These shocking claims have sparked intense speculation, casting a shadow over the hip-hop mogul's legacy. As the story takes darker twists, questions arise. What is truly happening to Diddy behind bars, and why are these rumors spreading so rapidly?
I can't wait. I can't wait for everybody to find out what's really been going on in the background.
Let's begin with the most shocking rumor. Diddy may have contracted HIV while in custody. Yes, you heard that right. Insiders suggest the bad boy mogul's health has sharply declined, and it's not just from the stress of incarceration. Speculation about his dramatic weight loss and frail appearance, highlighted during recent court hearings, has fueled rumors of a devastating illness. Though no official medical reports have surfaced, observers claim his transformation is undeniable. Journalist Elizabeth Miller, who attended a court session, described him as astonishingly thinner, with a noticeably grayer and more worn-out demeanor. It's a stark contrast to the glamorous image he once embodied, leaving many to wonder, is there more happening here than meets the eye?
Just incredible. And, it brings into context our whole system of innocent until proven guilty. Why is he not being given bond? And, we can debate that all day long. Of all people that's unlikely to flee or get away, he's got the resources to flee, but he's so recognizable. And isn't he innocent until proven guilty? Well, yeah, but, we have to recognize there are degrees of innocent until proven guilty.
How could this have happened? This is where things get even murkier. Insiders suggest Diddy's time in prison hasn't been as quiet as he'd want the world to believe. Allegations are swirling about potential assaults behind bars. Yes, those kinds of assaults. The Metropolitan Detention Center, MDC, is notorious for its harsh conditions, and Diddy's celebrity status has reportedly made him a prime target among inmates. According to prison consultants and former inmates, high-profile figures like Diddy face unique dangers, including exploitation or worse. Some speculate he may have been forced into compromising situations that could be linked to his rumored illness. While no concrete evidence has emerged, the mere possibility has everyone.
It's just interesting to me that with all the money he has and all the resources he has, he couldn't craft some solution that lets him be under some form of house arrest. And again, it sounds like special treatment, but the truth of the matter is, to incarcerate somebody like him is expensive to all of us. We're taxpayers, and he's got to have unique situations. You can't put him in general population where, everyone wants a piece of him and everyone wants to be his friend and everyone.
Let's face it, Diddy is no stranger to rumors. But this story hits harder than most because it's not just about his health or legal troubles. It's about the brutal reality he's reportedly facing. Sources claim Diddy is struggling to protect himself in an environment where alliances and power dynamics rule. One insider revealed he's become so paranoid that he refuses to leave his cell for fear of being attacked. And who can blame him? MDC Brooklyn is infamous for its violence, corruption, and allegations of staff complicity in inmate assaults. Adding to the chaos, Diddy's refusal to eat prison meals may stem from fears of being poisoned. Former inmate and prison consultant Larry Levine suggested that someone with outside connections could bribe staff to contaminate his food over time. Speculation is mounting that his health decline could be linked to foul play rather than natural causes. Paired with rumors of forced interactions with inmates, it paints a grim picture of a mogul in crisis.
They're going to try everything. They're going to try to transfer him. They're going to try to get him out. In a normal case where it's a high-profile person or a well-funded person, the prosecution and the judge is a little bit more concerned about wrongful prosecution because people that are mad that they're being arrested for a crime they didn't commit can turn around and file for malicious prosecution.
Let's be honest, Diddy is no stranger to rumors. But this story is hitting harder than most, and for good reason. It's not just about his health or legal troubles. It's about the sheer brutality of his current reality. Sources suggest Diddy is struggling to protect himself in an environment ruled by alliances and power dynamics. One insider claimed his paranoia has grown so intense that he refuses to leave his cell, fearing for his safety. And who could blame him? MDC Brooklyn has been described as hell on earth, notorious for violence, corruption, and even staff involvement in inmate assaults. Here's the twist. Diddy's refusal to eat prison meals could stem from fears of being poisoned. Former inmate and prison consultant Larry Levine speculated that someone with outside connections could bribe staff to tamper with his food, potentially leading to a gradual health decline. This theory has fueled speculation that his frail state may not be natural but the result of foul play. For now, he's reportedly surviving on commissary snacks like chips and honey buns, but they're doing little for his overall health. When combined with rumors of forced interactions with other inmates, it paints a grim picture of what the once powerful mogul might be enduring.
Some jails are worse than others. And the problem, again, is if you move him, why is he getting special treatment? And maybe he's earned special treatment. Maybe what he's done, maybe he's given so much back to his fans and to the world and to charity that maybe there's a way that it plays out in the end. But again, to go into court and say this jail is bad, move him to another jail.
Let's not forget the backdrop to all this. Diddy's legal troubles. Some conspiracy theories suggest that the FBI and other authorities are intentionally keeping him in harsh conditions to pressure him into cooperating. According to these rumors, investigators believe Diddy possesses valuable information about other powerful figures in the entertainment industry who might be involved in similar alleged activities. By keeping him in MDC, a facility notorious for violence and poor conditions, authorities might aim to break him down emotionally and physically. This tactic has been used before with high-profile inmates. While there's no concrete proof it's happening here, the timing of these events certainly raises questions and fuels speculation about a deeper agenda.
Now, in more Diddy news, Diddy will be sued. And I say will be because nothing has been filed yet, by at least 120 people in the next 30 days.
Meanwhile, Diddy's team is working tirelessly to secure his release, but their efforts have faced repeated setbacks. Judges have denied bail, citing concerns about witness tampering and the severity of his charges. Even a proposal to place him under strict house arrest at his luxurious Miami mansion was rejected. While Diddy's lawyers argue that MDC Brooklyn is unfit for anyone, let alone someone of his stature, critics claim his predicament might be karma for his alleged past behavior. Over the years, Diddy has faced numerous allegations of manipulative and abusive tactics in both his personal and professional life. For some, his current situation feels like the universe balancing the scales. For others, the rumors of illness and assault underscore the inhumane conditions of the prison system, sparking debate over whether anyone, even Diddy, deserves such treatment. As new details emerge, this polarizing issue only grows more complex.
It sounded crazy, like I said before. They said that 2,300 people reached out to the law firm, and out of the 2,300 people, I guess they decided to go with just a little over 100, which seems like it's they just put out the number and everybody's calling to see if they can get a check.
It's insane.
Mm-hmm.
It's insane. Now, again, he did say that nothing has been filed yet because he says he wants to make sure that they do their due diligence and get this right.
So, where does this leave us? Is Diddy truly battling HIV, or is this just another baseless rumor? Are the allegations of prison assaults accurate, or exaggerated gossip aimed at tarnishing his image further? And most importantly, is the FBI using his incarceration as leverage to extract information? Or is Diddy simply facing the consequences of his actions? One thing is clear, the story of Sean Diddy Combs is far from over. Whatever the truth may be, it's bound to send shockwaves through the industry. Stay tuned, this unfolding saga is
Diddy would be throwing all his celebrity mates under the bus.
I mean, that could potentially be coming when it's time for court and when it's time for him to testify. But what we're seeing right now is how important public relations really are to Sean Combs. He's desperately trying to control the narrative behind bars, allowing his attorneys to do documentaries.
So where does this leave Sean Diddy Combs? A man who once dominated music, fashion, and entertainment now sits in a cell, facing not only legal battles but also a deeply personal and public unraveling, one seemingly reserved for someone as high profile and polarizing as him. As if the swirling prison rumors weren't enough, public attention has shifted to the bigger picture. The fallen icon. How did it all go so wrong? Why does his downfall evoke such a mix of fascination, pity, and for some, outright satisfaction? The spectacle of Diddy's collapse has become a story in itself. Let's delve deeper into the second act of this shocking and tragic saga.
In her civil lawsuit, Cassie said that she was the victim of abuse, assault, and at the hands of Diddy.
Let's start with how Diddy's once meticulously crafted image is crumbling faster than anyone could have imagined. For decades, he was untouchable, not just a rapper or producer, but a symbol of wealth, power, and a lavish lifestyle. From building the Bad Boy Records empire to hosting legendary parties, Diddy embodied success. But over the years, cracks began to appear. Allegations of manipulation, intimidation, and mistreatment surfaced, whispered in the shadows but never gaining traction. Diddy's immense power and influence in the industry seemed to shield him from scrutiny. Now, all of that has changed. Over the past year, the floodgates have opened. Allegations have poured in from every direction, painting a dark and troubling picture of Diddy's personal and professional life. Former employees, romantic partners, and others have stepped forward with stories that have left the public reeling. While Diddy has denied all accusations and pleaded not guilty to the charges against him, the sheer volume of claims has raised questions about the man behind the glitz and glamour. Was Diddy always hiding something sinister? For many, the answer seems to be yes, leaving his once unshakable legacy in tatters.
Yes.
The shopping thing is.
Yes, there already have been tapes leaking around Hollywood, being shopped around to individuals in Hollywood. But one particular person contacted me to shop a particular video they were in possession of.
The most striking aspect of Diddy's downfall isn't just the allegations. It's the way those closest to him have seemingly abandoned him. Think about it. Where are the celebrity friends who once flocked to his parties? The industry insiders who hailed him as a genius? The protégés who owe their careers to him? One by one, they've all gone silent. Some are distancing themselves for obvious reasons. Nobody wants to be associated with someone facing charges as serious as Diddy's. Others, however, seem to be stepping back out of a sense of overdue justice. Whispers circulate that many in the industry have been waiting for this moment, that Diddy's fall from grace feels like karma catching up to him. Take, for example, the reactions from those who've crossed paths with him over the years. While most aren't speaking publicly, insiders say the general sentiment is one of relief. He's finally getting what he deserves. One anonymous source reportedly said that Diddy's behavior has long been an open secret in the industry, but no one dared challenge him due to his power. Now, with that power slipping away, it seems the floodgates have opened, and those who once feared him are now watching his downfall with a sense of vindication.
If they did in fact occur, their argument is more than likely going to be that this activity was consensual, that this person was a willing participant, and not only that, but that these individuals assumed the risk of being present at those parties, engaging and voluntarily engaging in this conduct of being in those spaces, consuming alcohol, and things of that nature.
Not everyone in the industry is celebrating Diddy's downfall. Some of his longtime collaborators and close allies are reportedly struggling with a mix of shock and sadness over what they view as the destruction of someone they once admired. One former associate described the situation as heartbreaking, acknowledging that while Diddy's actions may have been questionable, he was also a man who elevated countless others to success. Despite his flaws, he gave people opportunities that no one else would. This sentiment is shared by a few who see Diddy's fall as a tragic reminder of how power and influence can corrupt even the most promising individuals.
You know, it's still pretty early in the proceedings. I think it's only been about a month or a month and a half since he's been arraigned and held in detention. And so the investigations are always going to be a continuous and ongoing process. I'm sure at this point there's been an exchange of discovery. And not only that, but I think there's been a gag order placed on the attorneys with information that they can and cannot share.
Meanwhile, whispers are growing louder about how Diddy's downfall might send shockwaves through the entire entertainment industry. With the allegations against him being so public and high profile, some insiders fear it could spark a domino effect, encouraging others to come forward with similar accusations against powerful figures in music and entertainment. This isn't just about Diddy anymore, one entertainment lawyer reportedly said. This could be the beginning of a much bigger reckoning. Industry executives are bracing for a wave of lawsuits, exposés, and revelations that could reshape celebrity culture. The question now is whether Diddy is just the tip of the iceberg or a one-off cautionary tale. Adding to the drama is the speculation about how this will affect the legacy of Bad Boy Records, the empire Diddy spent decades building. Once synonymous with innovation and success, the label now faces an uncertain future as its founder's reputation crumbles. Artists who worked with Bad Boy are reportedly distancing themselves from Diddy, with some even considering legal action to reclaim royalties or renegotiate contracts. As one former artist put it, Bad Boy was built on his image, but if that image is destroyed, what happens to the legacy? Fans too are divided, some calling for a boycott, while others argue his artistic contributions should be viewed separately from his personal life. This debate is dividing not just the music world, but the culture at large.
And I understand that he has a shrink coming by his cell to see him several times a day. And now there's talk about putting him in, it's like a bubble. It's like a cell that has like a plexiglass wall in it where they have inmates watching you. That's actually their job, to keep an eye on the inmates that are on watch.
For Diddy's alleged victims, this moment goes beyond a headline. It's the culmination of years, even decades, of pain. Many of those accusing Diddy of wrongdoing have described the psychological toll his actions took on them. Speaking of a cycle of control and intimidation they felt trapped in. For these individuals, seeing Diddy in a prison jumpsuit, looking frail and defeated, feels like a form of justice. He's finally paying for what he did, one accuser reportedly said. While it's crucial to remember that Diddy has not been convicted of any crimes, the public's perception of his guilt is already shaping the narrative, adding to the complexity of his fall from grace.
Now, to the latest on the arrest of Sean Diddy Combs. This one has so many people talking. The disgraced music mogul facing federal racketeering, conspiracy, and trafficking charges. Both the prosecution and defense teams are set to discuss the next phase of action following the indictment as investigators work to determine potential co-conspirators. But
let's not ignore the elephant in the room. The public's reaction to Diddy's downfall isn't just about justice. It's also about spectacle. People love a good rise and fall story, especially when it involves someone as larger than life as Diddy. Over the years, he built himself up as the symbol of success, someone who seemed untouchable. And when someone that big falls, it's hard to look away. Social media has been flooded with memes, commentary, and debates about Diddy's case, with opinions ranging from he deserves everything he's getting to let's not forget he hasn't been convicted yet. No matter where people stand, one thing is clear. Nobody can stop talking about him. Part of what makes this story so captivating is the stark contrast between Diddy's old life and his current reality. Just a few years ago, he was throwing million-dollar parties, flying on private jets, and living in sprawling mansions. Now, he wakes up in an 8x10 cell, eating prepackaged commissary snacks and worrying about his safety every day. It's a fall from grace that feels almost Shakespearean in its tragedy. While some feel sympathy for him, others see it as a cautionary tale, a reminder that nobody, no matter how powerful, is above the consequences of their actions.